Hello everyone, my name is Sarah White and I'm an astronomer affiliated with Rhodes University in South Africa. And here I'm sharing a stunning image of the centre of our galaxy, the Milky Way, as a demonstration of the world-class engineering and science that is coming out of Africa. But today I'm going to be focusing on a webinar series that looks to develop this astronomy expertise across the continent. Now, this started out as a seminar series between two locations in South Africa. And this is because half of our research group is located in Cape Town in the office that operates the Meerkat radio telescope, which is shown at the top of this slide, and which produced that excellent image shown on the previous slide. Now, the other half of our research group is based in the Physics and Electronics department at Rhodes University in Makanda, which is over 9 hours drive away from Cape Town, to give you a sense of scale for the map that's shown here. So by being separated in these two locations, our group has actually many years of experience in delivering remote-based learning to our students, long before other departments were forced online as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. Further to this is the need to develop expertise into how to analyze the data that's coming out of these next generation radio telescopes. And we note that most workshops tend to be held in America, Europe, and Australia. But the limited travel funds for our African students means that each of these locations makes attendance prohibitive. And so our group, and led by Julo Yosha, who's shown on the furthest left of this image here. He led the organization of a local workshop based here in Cape Town, where the accommodation and catering was also completely free to students from South African and Indian institutes. Now, with the aim to produce high fidelity radio images for galaxy evolution studies, this is how the name Galactic Fidelity came into being, used to name this work school and also the webinar series that I'm describing here today. Now, just to take a step back for a global view, it becomes clear from this map just which parts of the world require more investment in their tertiary education system. Here we have the countries color-coded by the fraction of the population that has completed tertiary education. And this nicely emphasizes how partially or entirely virtual meetings will allow us to truly be inclusive and not leave great swathes of the world's population behind. Focusing back now on South Africa, so we extended our seminar series beyond our institute to across the country. And that was back in April last year, so 2019. And we started by trialing different technologies for teleconferencing. So to start with, we used video, but this proved a bit difficult to connect to for different laptops and locations and so on. And then we tried Google Hangouts, but unfortunately not able to record the meetings easily. And why this is so important, I'll come back to at the end of the talk. And so we settled on using Zoom, and specifically a pro license account that allows us to do these longer recordings and not time out after 40 minutes. So what were the aims of our seminar series? Well, of course, first and foremost, we want to provide wide-ranging galaxy evolution topics to help develop the knowledge and expertise of our students. We don't want them to just be focused on just their research area. We want to make sure they have a more holistic view of the entire astronomy field. And by using this remote format, we're able to reach as many students and postdocs and staff as possible. And we're very happy that there's several experts across the world who are very happy to share their expertise, but we note that usually international visitors tend to be biased towards Cape Town and Johannesburg, these being the two cities that of course have the main international airports of the country. And so how do we make sure that we're still helping the students that are at remote locations that have few visitors coming to their department? The other advantage of having no travel involved with our seminar series, so each of our speakers broadcasts from their home institute, is that this is much more time efficient. It allows us to slot into the very busy schedules of our experts, but it also allows them to present to multiple departments at once. And so you can see the much better ratio of time that's invested into putting together a presentation to the impact of that presentation. And another consideration for our series is that we have a small budget and can't really afford to invite speakers over such long distances to South Africa. Of course, an added bonus is that with the speaker staying where they are and ourselves mostly hosting from Cape Town and our attendees distributed across Africa, we have no carbon emissions associated with travel, so a much lower carbon footprint. Now, we're very, very grateful to all of the speakers who have taken part in our seminar series so far, a few of them attending this symposium indeed. I've only shown a few of our speakers here to give you an idea of the spread. So from John Cannon and Belinda Wilkes in America to George Heald and Michelle Kluver in Australia. And also to note that since February of this year, we extended the reach of our seminar series again and advertised our talks to all astronomy institutes across the continent. Now, until we have a website for hosting our recordings for all our past talks, we've instead been making use of a Google Drive, and so have asked participants to register in order to access those past talks, receive notifications of new talks, and also to access online astronomy textbooks to help them with their work. And as part of that registration, we asked a few questions to get a feel for the demographics of our audience. And as shown on the left, as you'd expect, the vast majority of our attendees are South African. And as shown on the right, we have a large fraction who are master's students and nearly a quarter being PhD students. And so this latter question allows us to assess what level should our speakers be aiming their talk at. Now on the final slide, I just want to give you a few takeaway messages from this meta talk within a meta meeting. First of all, it's just how important those recordings are. Not only does it allow you to get around your audience being in different time zones, but across Africa, we also have the problem of poor internet connectivity. So it's really important that we have the option of downloading those talks and watching them offline later. As part of our series, we also offered some tutorials, but notes that these tend to be better in person. They're not a substitute. We're pleased that we largely remained unaffected by this global pandemic and we're able to continue the delivery of our seminars unaffected. But we do note that during lockdown, we notice a fall in the attendance, and we believe this to be due to more expensive internet provision if you have to do it from home. And to give you an idea of what this means, I use 1% of my income to pay for 60 gigabytes per month. Another plus on the inclusive side of these remote talks is that it allows more shy participants to engage with the speaker and ask questions if they might not normally. So thank you for your attention from all the Galford organisers, and I look forward to engaging with you further.